Good afternoon and welcome to Spring Lake Park High School for this presentation of Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball between the Blaine Bengals and the Spring Lake Park Panthers. My name is Ted LaRue. I'll be taking you through this one here this afternoon on a beautiful day. It seems like one of the very few beautiful spring days we have had so far this season as well. Interesting 1-0 versus 1-0 matchup here today. Taking the bump for SLP, you see him right there, number 19, Michael Scroggins, getting his very first start of the season for Spring Lake Park. We'll see if he can kind of motor through on this Blaine lineup here today and here this afternoon at Spring Lake Park High School in a cat clash between the Bengals and the Panthers, a battle of two teams that fell in the elimination bracket from last season. And we take a look at said lineup for the Bengals. Derek Schloman going to lead things off. There he is in center field. Wilson Guzzi at second. Carter Amos in there in the three-hole. Carson Tim pitching and cleaning up. You don't see that combination very often. Miles Clark catching. You go down to Sam Pooter out there finishing off at shortstop for Blaine here this afternoon. As we're getting ready to go once again, just a very beautiful day. We take a look at the defense here for Spring Lake Park, how it's going to line up. Balsamo behind the plate. Kyle Hayes over there at the hot quarter. Jensen and Tommy Ashley up the middle. Ethan Jacobs there at first. How about Tyler Wilkinson, football player for this Panther team? Quarterback there in right field. Ezra Teferi in center. And Colin Welch, a dual sports star as well, out there in left field. As we are ready for first pitch here in Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. Leading off for Blaine, it'll be Derek Schloman, the center fielder. We'll see if he can get on base, a multi-sport star for Blaine. For that football squad that did so well for the Bengals this year. Scroggins going to work from the stretch, and ground ball over to short, mishandled, and that'll put Schloman over there at first for an infield single. Misplayed there by Tommy Ashley, but hey, as long as you get on base, in the end, that's what matters, and that's what happened on an infield single, excuse me, for Schloman. Which will now bring Wilson Guzzi to the plate. Wilson Guzzi, saw him on the hockey rink this winter, playing second base here for this Bengals squad. Nobody out and one on. Bypasses on the first offering of the at-bat, instead fires over to first. Schloman back in time, standing. No need to get the pants dirty. Scroggins delivers, misses high and away. Ball 1-0. As Guzzi steps in. Long delay, long wait. Catches him there on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 strike. Couple of strides off of first there from Schloman. Scroggins checks. And he'll come right back to first. So you can definitely see there is a threat from the speed of Derek Schloman out there at first base, trying to keep him close with a couple of pickoff attempts now. 1-1 strike. From the stretch, delivers. And that one's going to miss low. 2-1 strike. You know, no pitch clock in high school baseball, as if you couldn't tell by the pacing of this at bat. 2-1. Schloman with about 2.5 steps off of there at first base. That one misses outside, and there goes Schloman. Diving attempt. The ball is not secured over there, and there's the stolen base, and well, you can see exactly why the pickoff attempts were made over there, as Schloman getting that base, using his speed And now you got a runner in scoring position for the Bengals. And the ultimate hitters count there at 3 balls and 1 strike. So a great early first inning here for Blaine. 3 balls and 1 strike to Guzzi. You get it past the infield, and it's 1-0. And there's Guzzi, a fly ball into left field. And coming under the ball out there in left field for the out is Colin Welch, and 1 away. That'll keep Schloman over there at first base. So that's a pop out, fly out, I should say, out there for Guzzi. And that'll bring Carter Amos to the plate. Amos was one of the top hitters on this team last season. Of course, he's Ethan Pettis. Led this Blaine team in hits, singles, second in RBIs last year. So that's a big stick in the lineup that Blaine is going to have to replace. Amos, a dribbler over to third, feel it fired over to first, scoop it out of the dirt. And we got 2 gone, but it advances Schloman over there to third base. Now we're going to see the pitcher here, Carson Tim, coming in. 2 outs. This is what we call it's a little small ball action right here. Sacrifices, moving the runner over a stolen base, and then advancing on a ground out. First offering, kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Getting things started early with the potential scoring opportunity from the stretch. Second pitch misses low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Schloman takes his lead off of third. The offering, and they say he caught it there for a strike. 1-2. SLP a strike away from getting out of this inning with a goose egg on the board. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. It started off good for Blaine, getting Schloman all the way over to third, but great job coming back to get out of that inning as Tim goes down on strikes. And we take another look there, just overpowering them, I should say, Tim, on the outside of the plate, swinging and missing. And down he goes there for the out to get things going. It's first strikeout of the day as 1 runner left on base. Let's take a look here at the Spring Lake Park lineup. Should be coming in here first as they're looking to get things going. We saw Blaine get some runners on base. And, SLP now trying to get certainly some things started. There it is, Colin Welch leading things off in left field. We got Tommy Ashley right there at short, Kyle Hayes at third. He's coming into 3-hole. You got second baseman Caden Jensen cleaning up. Tyler Wilkinson batting 5th. Eason Jacobs down there. Ezri Teferi cleaning things up to finish off the lineup over there in center field for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Not every day you see a second baseman in that cleanup hole, but that's what we get with Caden Jensen and this Spring Lake Park team. Starting this game for Blaine here today, got the guy who just struck out, Carson Tim. And obviously it's very early in the season, so it's the first start of the season for Tim here today, and we'll see if he can get things going with a couple of Ks here in this first inning. And defensively for Blaine, Derek Schloman, we saw the speed of him. He's in center field. He's flanked on either side. Carter Mackey in left. Larry Earhart, excuse me, out there in right field. Guzzi and Pooter up the middle at second, and Short Siemens and Amos over there at the hot corner and first. Miles Clark, a catcher, and the aforementioned Carson Tim throwing on the bump here today. Just the second game of the year for both of these teams right now. The first game's Blaine had a 3-1 win over Champlain Park. Carter Mackey drove in 2 runs. Carter Amos was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Spring Lake Park had a 6-0 win. These were both last night over Maple Grove. Had a 5-run third inning en route to a victory for the Panthers over the Crimson. So both of these teams starting off on a positive note. To really get this season going. So leading things off, Colin Welch, multi-sport player. So he'll step in here shortly. Weather really start to warm up this weekend. This is really the first part of things starting to warm up a little bit. We had that, in late March, early April, had that snowy and rainy, sleety weather. A couple of games got canceled. Games last week got canceled and rescheduled. Speaking of the weather, how about 58 degrees? And you love to see that goose egg in the precipitation. 0% chance. Slight breeze from the south at 5 miles an hour. And here comes the first pitch from Carson Tim here today. And it's a dribbler between first and second. Scooped up, short toss over to first, and 1 gone here in the inning. Nice play over there. Guzzi to Amos, and Welch is retired. Nice play there by Guzzi to shovel things over there for the out, taking care of business. 1 gone. Now we're going to see Tommy Ashley, the shortstop, step in. Winds and fires. And there's a strike to start things off. Second pitch of the at-bat, and that one's going to miss a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ashley misplayed that ball in the first inning, allowed Schloman to reach base. Third offering. In there for the strike, right at the knees, a little bit working the outer half. 1 ball and 2 strikes. See if Tim can get a second out here. And once again, dribbler to the same spot. This time Amos comes off the bag. Diving play, and they got him on the tag over there at first. Good agility and effort by Amos over there at first, and we got 2 gone. Take another look at it here. Ashley trying to hustle things out and just getting him right on his left hip for the out. 2 gone. Carson Tim, 2 ground outs, getting some help from his boys on the right side of the infield. First pitch to Kyle Hayes will miss inside. 1-0. Second pitch, that one's worked down the right field line. And it's not a play. Foul ball here at Spring Lake Park High School. Got the main thoroughfare over there. Got some fans seated in lawn chairs and enjoying the weather. Good crowd here today at Spring Lake Park. 1 ball and 1 strike. And this is outside. Got 2-1 to Hayes. Tim from the windup. That one's on the ground, over to short, playing deep, fires over the first, gonna need the big arm, and he got it. And he got it, a beautiful play over there at shortstop by Sam Pooter. We have completed 1 inning of play here at Spring Lake Park High School. We are all scoreless. Back for the second after this on North Metro TV.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Back at Spring Lake Park, all knotted, nothing as we get the second inning underway. Blaine got Derek Schloman over to third base, kind of working him over there, a stolen base and a ground out to get him over there, but a strikeout the last inning from Scroggins. He had one strikeout in that first inning. And now, start things off here, it's going to be Miles Clark, the catcher, to lead things off here in the second inning, the number 5 hitter for this Blaine team. First at bat. First offering, and that one's smacked right up the middle into center field, and that's going to be a base hit. And once again, Blaine getting the leadoff hitter in the inning on base.
Number 9, Carter Mackey.
Now we're going to see Carter Mackey, left fielder, tight end on the football team. Football team made it to the state quarterfinals this past season. Working from the stretch, and he's showing bunt, and this is what Blaine kind of did the last inning, trying to work their way around the bases, and a sacrifice by Mackey gets Clark over to second.
Number 11, Larry Earhart.
One out, one on, and Blaine just a hit into the outfield away from taking a 1-0 lead. Larry Earhart steps in. The kick, the delivery, and that one went over his head. 1 ball and no strikes. There's the delivery, checked his swing, but it was a strike anyway. 1 ball and 1 strike. For Blaine today, it certainly seems like they're going to try to small ball their way in with some runs here today, work the runners around, manufacture some things. 1-1, we step out. Steps off again. Decent lead over there at second base from Miles Clark. Began this inning with a single rip right up the middle. Sack bunt got him over to second. From the stretch, there's the kick. There it is. In there for a strike. One and two now. One on, one out. There's a big swing around. And we'll defer over to the umpire over there at second. They say he went around, and that's going to be a strikeout to get the second out of the inning. Henry Siemens, the third baseman, will come in. That's the second strikeout for Scroggins here this afternoon. Once again, Blaine finds themselves for the second consecutive inning, 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Scroggins deliver. That one's going to miss high. Had some heat on that one. 1 ball and no strikes. Siemens over there at third base. Checks the runner at second, the 1-0, and that one misses inside. Going high, and now this one misses right at the belt. 2 balls and no strikes. Siemens, the batting in the 8-hole here for the Bengals. The 2-0. Missing high once again. And now you got yourself into a 3-0 count. Scrogan's trying to really overpower Siemens right now, working those fastballs. Curious to see if he goes with some off-speed stuff here. The 3-0. Well, he's just going to work that one right down the pipe for a strike to get in the plus column here. And now you've got a 3-1 count. If it's not a perfect pitch, you got to think Siemens might be taking this one. 3-1, 2 outs. Clark gets his movies dancing around there off second. Swing and a miss, a big rip, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 offering. Got a piece of this one, fouled it behind the first baseline and out of play. We've got all sorts of traffic going by here, so have that glass repair number on speed dial, most certainly. Great business idea. Open up a glass repair, windshield repair next to a high school and a baseball facility. All right, here it is, 3-2. That one's gonna miss high. Missed high 3 times during that at bat, and that'll put Siemens on there at first.
Number 8,
Pooter, the shortstop, will come back, and this will round out the lineup. And we're gonna have a meeting of the minds here between Ben Balsimo. A quick chat there with Scrogan. Scrogan's 2 strikeouts so far in this one. We'll see if Pooter can keep this inning going here for Blaine. Runners at first and second, 2 gone. First offering, this one a little bit behind that one, fouled away. Scrogan certainly packs some power and certainly delivers some heat in that big right arm. Got to get that timing right. A little bit late, as I said, in that first one. No balls and 1 strike. Blaine had 1 runner stranded to end the first inning. That one misses low and outside. We got a 1 ball and 1 strike count. I started things off, stranding 3 runners in the first 2 innings. Would certainly not be the way Blaine wanted to start this one off here this afternoon. Scrogan's working from the stretch in a 1-1. That one fouled away once again down the first base line. Just a little bit late on these ones, so trying to get his timing a little bit right.
All right, Sammy, let's go.
Ted LaRue along with you here, North Metro TV. Cat Clash Baseball, Blaine and Spring Lake Park. Spring Lake Park High School, the kick and the delivery, and that's a hot ground ball over to first. Got to field it, he does, and that will retire the side. Now 3 left on base through the first 2 innings for Blaine in this one. To the bottom of the second we go. Still nothing from Pantherland.
Share new perspectives with North Metro TV. Capture breathtaking cinematic images. Business exteriors, scenic landscapes, sporting events, or community images. With a professional videographer at the controls, North Metro TV will tailor a package for your budget. For high-quality photo and video aerials, contact North Metro TV.
Bottom of the second, ready to get underway. And we have an inviting atmosphere for the furry friends here today. That's the great thing about spring sports. You get outside and you just pull up your lawn chair and bring your dog to the game, and boy, look at that tail go. We got a happy dog here over there on the first base line, no question about that. That umpire playing the ultimate heel, blocking the shot of the dog there. But anyway, we get going here with the bottom of the second. Leading things off, it's going to be Caden Jensen, the second baseman, in the cleanup hole. 1, 2, 3. It was that first inning for Carson Tim. 3 consecutive ground outs. We'll see if Tim can keep it going. Maybe, just maybe, get his first strikeout of the afternoon as we settle in. Bottom of the second. And that one hit a first pitch and a hit by pitch, and that'll put the first runner on base for the Panthers here today. Getting on base, Billy Bean would be smiling because that's all that matters. Nobody out and one on, and now we're going to see right fielder Tyler Wilkinson. He squares the bunt. Both teams playing a little bit small ball high, but he showed it, followed through. No balls and 1 strike. Wilkinson was a versatile player on the football field. Played some, I believe, started at quarterback, played some tight end or receiver. Multi-sport athlete. I believe he played some basketball, if I'm not mistaken, as well. No balls and 1 strike. Runner leads off from first. That one's going to miss low, and it's 1-1. Jensen, not a huge lead over there. I'm not sure if he's too much of a threat over there at first. Tim from the stretch, here it is. Wilkinson out in front of that one. Fouled it off behind home plate, and we've got a 1-2 count. Nobody on when both teams have gotten guys on. Following batters have showed bunt. The offering to Wilkinson, and he slaps it into left field for a base hit. This is how you start an inning, a hit by pitch, and now a base hit for Wilkinson. 2 on for the Panthers. Designated hitter Matthew Gruntner will come up next and kind of just work in the middle of the plate. How about that reaction over there? And from Tim, and Wilkinson gets on base. No out and 2 on. Prime opportunity here for SLP. Blaine has left 3 runners on base. SLP doesn't want to follow in the trend that the Bengals have set here so far in this game. Matthew Gruntner. Not every day you see a DH square for a bunt on the first offering, but yet here we are. There's a strike. And we're going to have a meeting over there at first. Or a meeting at the mound, I should say. Over at first, you see Mr. Tyler Wilkinson sitting over there as Gruntner digs in, and an 0-1 count. Runners standing at first and second. Wilkinson over there at first. Second baseman Caden Jensen making his home over there at second base. Gruntner squares the bunt, looking to advance both runners, and there it is, popped up into the air. Tim makes the play, looks around at second, and then to first. Runners will hold. First out of the inning. Got to get that ball down, got to get on top of it. 1 out and 2 on. We're going to see Ethan Jacobs, the first baseman, come to the plate next here for the Panthers. Jacobs lines one up the middle, picked up at short, double play ball to second, fire it over to first. In time. and a double play ball, 6-4-3 to end the inning, and the Bengals get out of it. The Panthers strand 2, still scoreless on the board on North Metro TV.
North Metro Television.
North Metro TV is the public access television production studio that serves the northern suburbs of Blaine, Centerville, Circle Pines, Ham Lake, Lexington, Lino Lakes, and Spring Lake Park. In addition to teaching the general public how to produce their own programs, NMTV has a production staff dedicated to covering local news and sports, special events, elections, city meetings, and many more items of interest to the northern suburbs.
You are watching North Metro TV.
The voiceover artist doesn't lie. You indeed are watching North Metro TV on television, streaming live at northmetrotv.com and also on YouTube. Nothing. We start the third inning, a combination of 5 stranded runners between the Bengals and the Panthers so far. And all the way to the top of the order, we see Derek Schloman, who had an infield single his first time up. Pitch to Schloman, gonna catch the corner on the outside for a strike. Back to the first, misplay by Tommy Ashley over there at first, or over there at short, I should say, allowed Schloman to get to first, and we know the speed that he possesses when he gets on base. Kicks, fires, misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. From the stretch. Catcher tried to frame it a little bit higher, but just missed below the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike here. Working from the stretch, here it is. And line just under the glove of Ashley. Schloman loves to hit it in that direction. Diving attempt just goes under, and Schloman gets things started nicely here in the third inning with a single. So he's 2 for 2 on the day. Infield single in the first, and a single into left field here in the third inning. So just turning on that ball and hitting it on the other side of second base and getting things started. And we saw it last time when Schloman got on. They really tried to move him over, missing low and inside. First pitch of the AB to Wilson Guzzi. Flew out back in the first inning. Schloman beats a pretty decent lead over there at first. He had a stolen base the last time he was on the base pass in the first. That one catches for a strike. 1-1. And there's the square into bunt. I had that in the back of my head. When's it gonna happen? And that one's grounded to the Spring Lake Park dugout over there. Foul ball, and it'll stay 1-2. So he showed bunt. Guzzi did. 1 ball and 2 strike count. See if he shows bunt, squares again. He does not. We're going straight up here, and it did not go well. Swing and a miss for strike number 3. 3rd strikeout of the day for Scroggins. Carter Amos will come up next. He grounded out in the first inning, and there it is. You see that break-in stuff. Yeah, you can see just a little bit out in front of it. So Amos comes up here for the Bengals. That's a fly ball into shallow left field. Ashley, and everybody's confused. Ashley, it looked like was going to be under it, and then kind of deferred over there at the last moment to left fielder Colin Welch, and you had the center fielder coming over as well, Ezra Teferi. And that was the Bermuda Triangle, so to speak. It kind of got lost in there, and we get on base. More base runners here for the Bengals. It's not the most beautiful base hit you've ever seen, but it's a base hit when all is said and done. 1 out and 2 on here for Blaine, as we're going to see Carson Tim come to the dish. Checking over at second a couple of times. Hit now the outer half to start things off with a strike 0-1. Tim struck out his last time up in the first inning. One of 3 strikeout victims for Michael Scroggins. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2, a little bit behind it. Scroggins has shown his ability to blow it past some defenders as well, but you see him kind of working with the off-speed stuff, the break-in stuff here in all these last few opportunities. 0-2, 1 out. This would be a big strikeout from the stretch. And he missed 1-2. That's always a good feeling, you know, when you're at the high school level, you're at the college level. Of course, you don't see it as much at the professional level. You get to strike out an opposing pitcher twice. That's the guy you think you want to strike out the most. 1-2. See if he can accomplish it. The kicks, the delivery, and not quite this time. Up high, 2-2. He might have to wait a little bit. Schloman takes his lead from second. Amels takes his lead from first. The 2-2 offering. Missed low and away, and we've got ourselves a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Remember, a ground ball to short could end the inning with a double play ball. Doesn't have to be to short, I suppose, but that is the most common double play opportunity, the 6-4-3. Big fan of the 4-6-3 as well. Here comes the pitch, the kick, the delivery. Got him swinging. Schloman takes third, though. That's the 2nd strikeout for Tim and the 4th strikeout for Scroggins here today. So you see Schloman advance on the strikeout. You see Schloman Schloman was taken off right away. No hesitation, of course, on a 3-2 offering. Well, Blaine has already stranded 3 runners here today. They're hoping they don't get 2 more. That's really been the story of the day. 5 combined stranded runners, 2 for SLP, 3 for Blaine. Blaine has had base runners in every single inning. Just, you know, when you get down, they've gotten runners into second and third in scoring position, haven't been able to capitalize. Miles Clark batting up. First pitch misses high. Back of the 2nd inning, he had a base hit to kind of lead things off. Scroggins has done a really good job here today of battling through some of these opportunities. Went back against the wall, a couple of outs, runners at 2nd and 3rd. We'll see if he can do it again. Offering. There it is for a strike, 1-2. There's the offering. Caught it in there for a strike. Some good location there. 1-2. 2 outs. 2 strikes. And a runner on 3rd. We'll see if Clark can bring in the first run of the game. Misses away. And we got a 2-ball and 2-strike count. The third inning drama is coming to a fever pitch. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. The kick, the delivery. Missing high. And the drama meter is in the red. 3-2 count. What will Scroggins go with here? Missed away. That is the second walk of the game issued by Scroggins. Good eye. That takes a lot of patience. I remember when I played youth baseball. If it was 3-2 and in the same zip code of where I was standing, I was probably swinging. So good eye there to get on base. And now we got a bases loaded opportunity with 2 gone. We're going to see Carter Mackey. He had a sack bunt last time up. Looking to drive in. Possibly 2 runs here. Scroggins starts things off, finding his spot. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1. Missed to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1, here's the delivery. And we're going to see some runs come in. This one lined into center field, 1-run score. We got another play at the plate, a collision. And they're going to call it an out. Big time collision over there at home plate. As we see Balsamo come to his feet. Amels comes to his feet. And we've got smiles. That's good. That's good. We've got smiles over there. And what happened? Trainers kind of checking on both parties on that collision. Both coaches coming out. We get our first run of the game, and here's how it happened. A finding the right ball, lining it into center field. And the collision here at home plate. Boom. Right there. What a good, really good throw into center field to be able to make that play out there. And it's a 1-0 lead right now for the Bengals. Back after this here on North Metro TV. We have a run on the board. It's a 1-0 lead for Blaine. Could have been 2, but a really nice play made out there and nice throw out there in center field. We got to give credit where credit is due to Ezra Teferi out there making the play, and then Ben Balsamo laying the tag on him. I mean, you had the bases loaded, so that's still technically 2 runners stranded out there that did not come in to score. So that brings the total for Blaine up to 5. But you did get 1 run on the board, and that's certainly what matters. And we'll take another look at it here to kind of see the last play at the plate. You kind of see it there. Nice, get that ball, crow up, a little bit of air under it, but you know, man, making big time collision. And you know, it's a little bit harder to adjust for the base runner when the catcher is coming right there and you're coming in full bore, and that's the result of those things that can happen sometimes. But the Bengals on the board with a 1-0 lead. And just like that, who's coming up? Ben Balsamo, the man who just was involved in that collision behind the plate. He's gonna have his first at-bat. Boy, it seems like we're pretty far into this game. But you kind of look at that first inning, you just had 3 ground outs, and then in that last inning, you had 2 guys get on base, but then a double play to end the inning. We'll see if Balsamo can get things going in the right direction for SLP to possibly tie this thing up and get things going back the other way here for the Panthers. Last season, Panthers 14-10. Lost in the elimination semifinals in sections to the Osseo Orioles. Trying to take it at least a few steps further here this season. Bottom 3, first pitch from Tim. That one's fouled away. That one had some smoke on it. Past the Blaine dugout over there. Kind of like a little half fence that sticks out from the dugout down both baselines. You got the players kind of hanging over there, kind of separated from the dugout. 0-1. This is low to Balsamo. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. One's hit down the first baseline, well out of play. Past the television machine we call a truck. And we've got a 1-2 count. In all of its glory. And the great camera operators and crew that make North Metro TV a possibility. Swing and a miss from Balsamo, and there's the strikeout.
Junior number 7, Ezra Teferi.
That is the first strikeout of the game for Carson Tim. And we're going to see Ezra Teferi made that really nice throw out of center field to end that last inning. He's going to get a chance here in the 9-hole to get the first runner on base here in the Panther half of the 3rd. This is inside for a ball. The 1-0 to Teferi. Small dribbler. Carter Ramos swallows this one up. Slaps his foot on the bag for the out. And Teferi is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. Back to the top of the order we go. We're going to see Colin Welch come into the plate here for the Panthers. Two gone, first offering. Inside, just missed him. 1 ball and no strikes. Colin Welch, back of the first inning, ground out. 0 for 1 today. That one misses a little bit high. 2 balls and no strike. Tim trying to work all locations of the strike zone here. 2-0 and 2 outs. That time, we get a strike. 2-1. The 2-1. That one takes a hop, skip, and a jump into the catcher's mitt. 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 offering to Welch. That's a dribbler over to short. Picked up. Gonna need some arm to get it over there. Ted, why did you ever doubt him? That will end the inning. 3 up and 3 down. Blaine with a 1-0 lead as we head to the 4th on North Metro TV.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
Back at Spring Lake Park High School, the kids are out here today as we're motoring on along here. It's been going pretty quick. Just 1 run on the board. Scoring runs today has been no picnic for either the Panthers or the Bengals. And leading off this inning for Blaine will be Larry Earhart, right fielder. He struck out back in the 2nd. Offering, and that one fouled back to the screen. 0-1. But you feel in a game like this, like a 2-run lead seems like a pretty sizable advantage. And another one followed back to the screen, a little bit behind it for the 2nd consecutive offering. Two. Here it is. Just got a piece of it. One hopper over to 3rd, mishandled. Fires back over to 1st in time for the out. And Earhart is retired. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Look at Kyle Hayes, kind of mishandled it at first, but he was able to keep his composure, fire it over there, a nice accurate throw in time for the out. First pitch, swing and a miss to one Henry Siemens. He walked in his first at bat. Nobody on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. And we go to 0-2.
Going away, kid. Go get it. Let's go. Go get it.
Three strikeouts for Scroggins here today. He's worked pretty efficiently. Breaking ball misses high and inside. 1-2.
See the outside, bud.
See if Scroggins works the outside portion now. On a 2-strike count to try to get his 4th K of the day. Well, it's outside, but it's also very, very high, and it's 2-2. The offering, when that hit him, and that one stings. It stings, but he does get a runner on base. So a walk in his first at bat, and now a hit by pitch. So he's still sporting the old 0 for 0. 1 out and 1 on now for Blaine, as Balsamo will meet Scroggins out at the mound. Oh, you can tell that one stung, trying to shake that one off. As Siemens takes his spot at first base. We're going to see Sam Pooter now come to the dish. Ground out in his first at bat, back in the second inning. So you got the top of the, this is Pooter's in the 9 hole. You got the top of the order with Schloman coming up after this. In there for a strike towards the upper half of the strike zone. 0-1. Very curious to see if they do move the runner over just to try to get one into scoring position, but you'd love to conserve that out. Right up the middle into right center field for Pooter. This is why Ted doesn't coach baseball. You got to trust a guy in your 9 hole, and he does exactly that, hitting it right up the middle for his first hit of the game. So you got runners at first and second. There you see kind of working, just hitting it right up the middle. You know, some of these hits today, they haven't been, you know, getting past the outfielders or anything, but they've certainly been getting guys on base and getting guys into scoring position. Blaine had 3 runners on base last inning. Now they got 2. First and second, 2 gone, or 1 gone with Derek Schloman coming to the dish. He's been the best in the lineup so far for Blaine here today. An infield single in the first, a single in the third, and he ended up coming back home to score. Schloman looking to lay down the bunt. Pulls back in time, ball 1. Schloman has the speed where if he does lay one down, he can beat it out over there at first. He's going to try to do it. A 1 bouncer right in front of Scroggins. Should have time. Off the bag. And Schloman will beat it out indeed. You see the defensive alignment. You have the first baseman kind of coming up to make the play. So second baseman, Caden Jensen, has to come over to cover. And he wasn't able to quite get his foot down in time to be able to make the play. And we've got bases loaded. So that's the second infield single for Schloman here today. As we've got everybody meeting, almost everybody meeting over there at the pitcher's mound. It's just an infield meeting here. And this feels like a very, very key moment in the game. Kind of at an odd angle, so I can't quite see if the Panthers have any arms up in the bullpen right now. But I mean, bases loaded, 1 out, and you've got the number 2 hitter, Wilson Guzzi, here coming to the plate. Like 1 swing of the bat, and you could open this thing up to a 3-0 game. This could be that big inning that Blaine is certainly looking for to continue to build that cushion. Bases loaded, 1 out. Guzzi steps in to the batter's box. Guzzi got a hold of this one, fouled away to the screen. 0-1. Talk about Spring Lake Park losing in the elimination bracket semifinal last year to Osseo to finish their season in sections. Blaine last year went 10-15. They lost in the elimination championship game to the Tornadoes of Anoka. Anoka always has a great baseball team. They've got a great baseball facility on campus as well over there. 0-1, 1 out. The offering to Guzzi. Off speed, swung and missed, a little bit behind it, and we're sitting there at 0-2. This is a big pitch right here for Scroggins. If he can get his 4th strikeout of the game, you get yourself into a 2-out situation. He's battled through some of these situations so far this game. We'll see if he can do it again. Guzzi lifts one over there to left field. This one hooking foul as it remains 0-2. Colin Welch out there in left field couldn't quite get over there. You straighten that one out a little bit, and it's just inside the chalk over there, and you've got at least 2 runs coming in. But that was not the case. 0-2, 1 out. A double play ball would end this inning for Spring Lake Park. We'll see if Scroggins can get out of it. From the stretch, the 0-2 delivery. High pitch, but he lines it out into right field, makes the catch coming home, but that is a nice throw on a line to keep the runners exactly where they are. That's Tyler Wilkinson out there in right field. You got one of your best hitters here coming up in Carter Amos. He's ground out in the 1st, a single in the 3rd. This could be his opportunities to really make a couple of scratches in the scorebook. 2 outs, bases loaded, first offering. Missed in the dirt for a ball, so this is also a situation where your catcher, Ben Balsimo, has to be disciplined. You get a pass ball, and that could lead to a run. But like I said at the beginning of this inning, it's been no picnic getting runs on the board here today. The pitch to Amos, and it's fouled to the screen. 1-1. The 1-1 offering. Amos dribbled it down third base towards the Spring Lake Park dugout, and then we got 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's done it time after time. Scroggins is just that. He just hangs in there, pitch by pitch by pitch, and he makes it happen. 1-2. Scroggins from the stretch, the kick, the delivery. Ground ball between 2nd and 3rd, and this is going to bring in 2 runs for the Bengals. A 2 RBI single for Carter Amos. And that was indeed felt like a pivot point in this game as the Bengals take a 2-run lead here at Spring Lake Park. Finding his pitch and just finding the spot. None of these hits today have been ultra powerful, but doing just enough. That's what you got when you got the bases loaded. You just bring in a couple. You get it to the outfield and you can bring in a couple is what I meant to say there. First pitch strike here. To Carson Tim. Been struck out a couple of times, and 2 out of the 3 strikeouts today for Scroggins have been Carson Tim. 1 hopper to the plate in there for a ball. So you got 2 out now, 2-out rally here. Runners over there at 1st and 2nd. Amos over there at 1st. One ball, 1 strike, and you guessed it, 1 out. From the stretch, top 4, 3-0 Blaine. Here it is. This is low, and it's 2-1. Base hit could get you out to a 4-0 lead, which in a game the way that this has been going seems a tad insurmountable. But that's why they play the entire game. Ground ball right up the middle. Scroggins will take care of it. But a big 2-out, 2 RBI single for Carter Amels is the difference in this one. Puts 2 more runs on the board. The Bengals have a 3-0 lead here from Spring Lake Park High School. More baseball after this on North Metro TV.
Lino Lakes is the gateway to the metro area, just minutes north of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Conveniently located on I-35W, this growing city still maintains its North Country feel. Lino Lakes is a safe, fun, and affordable community that values its award-winning schools. Outdoor lovers will discover miles of hiking, biking, and water trails. Growing businesses will find premier development opportunities with great freeway visibility and ready to help your businesses grow. Come to live, work, and play in Lino Lakes.
An apple core or potato peels. That leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels. Stop treating us like garbage. Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
A staple of Spring Lake Park. You know you're in Spring Lake Park with the red, white, and blue America-themed water tower. 3-0 Bengals have the lead as we begin the bottom of the 4th for the Panthers. If you're a Blaine Bengal right now, you are sure wagging your tail after that last inning, putting 2 more runs on the board in a tight game like this. 3-0, as I said. Feels like, well, much bigger than 3-0, and leading things off here for Spring Lake Park, you're going to be, it's Tommy Ashley. First pitch off, rained a little bit high. All the way back in the first, he rounded out. So Blaine's kind of been motoring through some of these Spring Lake Park batters. It maybe hasn't been as much of the case on the other side. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a bouncer back up the middle to Tim, and he takes care of it. Throw a little bit wide, but Amels certainly makes the play for out number 1. 2 groundouts now in this one for Tommy Ashley. Going to see Kyle Hayes, and speaking of Kyle Hayes, the third baseman, Kyle Hayes. Back of the first inning, he grounded out to end the Spring Lake Park half of inning number 3. First pitch of the AB in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1 offering. It went off the glove of Carson Tim right up the middle, barehanded at short, considering the way that one was redirected. Good job by Sam Pooter to make that a contested play over there, but Spring Lake Park following a 2-run inning by Blaine, doing exactly what they need to do right out of the gate, getting a runner on base. Now you got the cleanup man, Carter Jensen. He was hit by pitch back in the 2nd. Swing and a miss on the debut pitch of this at bat. 0-1. All of a sudden, if Spring Lake Park gets a couple of runners on base, gets a big inning into the round, they can respond in a positive way. And this one fouled to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Hayes takes his lead from first. Tim from the stretch. The offering misses outside. And it's 1-2. Tyler Wilkinson would be next. There it is. That's a one-hopper. That's a nice play, though. Nice play from Miles Clark behind the plate. Sticking the chest protector out there and being able to keep it in front of him. Otherwise, maybe you'd have a Panther runner in scoring position with nobody out. Stays at first. We've got a 2-2 count here. Tim offers. Guesses outside. Full count. The 3-2. This one fouled to the screen. Count remains full. The 3-2. Fouled once again, protecting himself at the plate. On some of those borderline pitches, you just gotta keep on staying alive. Channel your inner Bee Gees. For the sake of this broadcast, I will not sing that Bee Gees classic. Instead, baseball. 3-2, 1 out and a runner on first. Gonna check on that runner over at first. Diving back. It's Kyle Hayes. The 3-2. That one hit into shallow left center field, and this one will drop. You just keep fouling off pitches, following off pitches. Stay alive, and a single for Jensen. And now you're going to find Tyler Wilkinson making his way to the plate. In his only at-bat, he singled back in the second. Looking from the stretch, and he fouls it off. This is as good of a situation as Spring Lake Park has had so far in this game. Tim offers the 0-1. Just caught him at the knees, 0-2. And Wilkinson kind of up against it right now. Here comes the 0-2. Lifts one, shallow right center field. Chasing. Under the ball is Wilson Guzzi as Wilkinson pops out to tally the second out of the inning. Matthew Grentner will come up next. He popped out in his only at-bat back in the second. Runner in scoring position for the Panthers. This one fouled back behind home plate. Two on, two out, the 0-1. Misses low and away, and we've got a 1-1 count. Grentner batting in the 6th hole. If we give it to him, Ethan Jacobs would be next at the dish. Here it is. Fouled away behind the first base line. And it stays 1-2. With Caden Jensen following pitches off, able to stay alive, able to get him on base. We'll see if Grutner can do the same. Here's the 1-2. And that's a hop back to home plate. It comes all the way to the screen. The runners will advance on the pass ball. And now things maybe get a little bit spicy. A single, a hit into the outfield, can score 2. Bottom of the 4th, 2-2 count, 2 outs, and 2 on. Here it is. Got him! And Blaine gets out of a jam. Spring Lake Park strands 2 in the 4th. We head to the 5th. It's Bengals 3 and Panthers nothing. Got him looking.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
A golden retriever brings us back here, and Blaine, if they can hold this lead, we're looking to retrieve a win here in the land of the red and blue Panthers here today. Ted LaRue back with you, getting ready for the start of the 5th inning. The Bengals hold a 3-0 lead over the Panthers right now, and that last inning, that was as good of a situation and maybe as good of a chance as you could have had for Spring Lake Park to get back into this one. You got not 1 but 2 runners in scoring position, and it ended the way it did. Still nothing on the board for Spring Lake Park. Miles Clark, the catcher, will lead things off. This is his 3rd at bat of the game. He singled back in the 2nd and walked in the 3rd. On the inside corner, strike 1 to kick things off in the 5th. We've got a pop fly down the first baseline. That'll get out of play. New pitcher on the mound for Spring Lake Park. Miles Clark just lines out over to first for the out. 1 gone. Carter Mackey comes to the plate. A pretty good day today. Sack butt in the 2nd and an RBI single in the 3rd, and he's continuing that day out to center field, or at least it appeared that way. Ezra Teferi under it makes the grab for the out. One out here in the inning. And, well, he pitched it behind him to start things off in this at-bat. This is Larry Earhart. Striking the outside corner. Delivers from the stretch. Earhart out in front of that one. And there'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. That is not Earhart, that is Max Kinney. Graphics department on it. Myself, not so much as it pertains to this particular batter. Got a piece of it, swing and a miss, but it's enough to end the inning with a strikeout. Right now, it's a 3-0 lead here for the Blaine Bengals, and its runs have been a little bit tough to come by here throughout this game between the Bengals and the Panthers in this cat clash here at Spring Lake Park, as we've got some game recap highlights of how exactly we've gotten to this point here today. Scrogan's had a pretty good day on the hill, finished things off with 3 strikeouts, but how about a double play here to kind of keep things even? But Carter Amos popping things up right there, just into the Bermuda Triangle. But that's the kind of day that this has been. Offense has been a little bit tough to come by at times. Scrogan's, his day is done, but he certainly had a big day. But it was a 2-run inning last inning, and this is kind of before that. This is kind of how it ended. A little bit of contact out there. That only was 1 run in that inning, and then here it is. Here's the last inning. The 2 RBI single, excuse me, from Carter Amos to get us to a 3-0 lead for Blaine. Ted LaRue along with you here this afternoon from Spring Lake Park. And as the innings continue to tick by, the importance of each at-bat continues to heighten for Spring Lake Park. Ethan Jacobs. I mean, we're just like, what, two or three innings away from this one being done, and this is the 2nd at-bat for Jacobs. He grounded into a double play back in the 2nd in his 1st at-bat. Two outs. Carson Tim remains on the bump for Blaine. He's been really solid today. Just 2 strikeouts. But Spring Lake Park hasn't generated a whole lot of offense. No one misses low and inside. The pitch to Jacobs in there for a strike. One and 2, nobody out. 3-0 deficit for SLP. There it is, inside. Two balls and 2 strikes. There it is. He got him looking, and there's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Carson Tim. Look, oh boy, look at that. And maybe catcher helping him out a little bit, but that breaking ball just wasn't quite sure if it would end up on the outer half, and indeed it did. Now we're going to see Ben Balsimo. Misses high. This is not, we were just before this game for Spring Lake Park, we were offered the starting 9. So beyond that, this is a pinch hitter here at catcher. Not sure who it is, but John Doe pops one up down the first base line, and that one is caught by Carter Ramos, and he retires him for the out.
Number 7, Ezra Teferi.
Ezra Teferi will be next. Teferi bounces one over to short. Pooter fires it in time for the out, and that will end the inning here in the 5th. After 5, a trio of runs for Blaine, a goose egg still on the board for the Panthers. Pooter fires them away. To the 6th we go after this on North Metro TV.
Share new perspectives with North Metro TV. Capture breathtaking cinematic images. Business exteriors, scenic landscapes, sporting events, or community images. With a professional videographer at the controls, North Metro TV will tailor a package for your budget. For high-quality photo and video aerials, contact North Metro TV.
Two to go. We begin the 6th inning. Blaine holds on to a 3-0 lead, clinging to that 3-0 lead here today. Leading things off for Blaine will be Henry Siemens. It'll walk in the 2nd, hit by pitch in the 4th. Like the count being 0-0, he's 0 for 0 today. And there for a strike to start things off. Who is a good boy? Very deserving of any treats. High fly ball into center field. Teferi under it for the out. Just a couple of pitches and one out there for Siemens. He's 0 for 1 today. Sam Pooter will be next. He's singled back in the 4th in his last at bat. Fouled away behind home plate to the fence. 0-1. Second pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kicks and delivers, and a line drive into left for a base hit. Pooter's having a good day here today. Back-to-back at bats with base hits, and he's now 2 for 3 on the day. As we go to the top of the order, and we find the 4th at bat incoming for Derek Schloman. First pitch to Schloman, missed outside for a ball. Schloman today, 2 infield singles. He smacked one to the outfield in the second. He came around to score. Or I should say in the third. It was the second at bat. He came around to score in that inning as well. Pitch to Schloman for a strike. One ball and one strike, one out, and a runner on first. One's to the sky here in the top of the sixth. From the stretch, here it is. Squares to bunt, and it's foul for a strike. One and two now with one out. See if Schloman can continue his great day at the office. The pitch. Missed outside. Runner goes. Not in time. Throw a little bit behind him. And now the Bengals have a runner in scoring position as Putter steals the bag. Just one out now and a runner on second. You kind of avoid that easy double play ball here with that runner on second now. The pitch to Schloman. This is low and away. 3-2. And that one misses inside for a ball, and that walks Derek Schloman. We're going to see Wilson Guzzi come up to the plate now. If it's an out, he's had it. It's been a fly out, a strikeout, and a line out back there in the fourth. This his fourth at bat. Both runner goes on the pitch to the outside. No throw, and now two runners in scoring position. Runners at second and third, one out. The pitch to Guzzi, misses low and away. One ball and one strike. The pitch to Guzzi. Misses outside. There's going to be a play at the plate. This is a pass ball. In comes, no throw. And a run scores on a pass ball as Putter touches home plate, and we've got a 4-0 game. Runner at third here for the Bengals, the 2-1. That one must have been 3-1, and that was ball 4 there. Or did that hit him? Regardless, there's a runner at first, and now we've got runners on the corners with one out. You go back to that inning where they brought in those 2 runs. That felt like that 2-out rally just felt like a very key moment in the game. And it's proven to be that since that moment in time. Pass ball. Got that last run. 4-0. Carter Amos is next. Next time up, a 2 RBI single in the 4th. Just talked about it. That was the moment that really started to open up this ball game. Working from the stretch, the pitch in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Runs were at a premium early in this game for Blaine, leaving some runners stranded on base. But they've gotten runners on base probably every inning. Don't have that exactly. Keeping some makeshift score over here. 0-1, 1 out, runners on the corners. He was out in front of that one. Runner advances in there to second. And once again, 2 runners in scoring position for the Bengals. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Just to really open this game up. Swing and a drive, left field, going back, and it's foul. But that is the first pitch today that someone has really gotten a hold off of and just turned on one, but just pulled it a little bit too much. In the words of the legendary Bob Uecker, for a very long strike 2. Swing and a miss. And down he goes on strikes. Amos sprinting over there to first. Look at this one again. You can see it hit. That one was really close. You could see why he's booking over there to first base. First pitch on the corner for a strike. This is Carson Tim batting now. 2 strikeouts on a ground out today. The pitch. That one misses for a ball. Beautiful day has certainly cleared up. Looking straight ahead out towards center field, and not a cloud in the sky. Few clouds here as you look towards down the first base line. Pitch outside, misses. We've been waiting all winter for this. Some great weather. You really got to earn it here in the upper Midwest. You really make you earn it. Not too much in the way of April snowstorms, or said this previously in the broadcast about some 30-degree snow, sleet, rain combination, whatever that was, in the first week of April. Tim, hot ground ball down the first base line. It goes under the glove, and this one's going to score a run. RBI single for Carson Tim as he gets some positivity on the score sheet there and drives in the run here, the 6th run of the game for Blaine. That will bring in 2. You see Tim just finding his pitch, going right down the line, and it's enough to bring in a couple here for the Bengals. And you look at Tim today, Couple of strikeouts, a ground out, and then now you see what he had there. We're going to have another pitching change here for Spring Lake Park. Looks like Kyle Hayes will be the new pitcher for the Panthers. How's Kyle going to do compared to his counterpart? We're going to find out when we come back. Blaine ahead by 6 here at Spring Lake Park. Back in a moment on North Metro TV.
North Metro Television.
North Metro TV is the public access television production studio that serves the northern suburbs of Blaine, Centerville, Circle Pines, Ham Lake, Lexington, Lino Lakes, and Spring Lake Park. In addition to teaching the general public how to produce their own programs, NMTV has a production staff dedicated to covering local news and sports, special events, elections, city meetings, and many more items of interest to the northern suburbs.
You are watching North Metro TV.
An apple core, or potato peels, that leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels. Stop treating us like garbage. Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
New pitcher on the mound for Spring Lake Park. It's Kyle Hayes. He started the day over there at third base in a 6-0 hole. Kind of a tough situation here for him, but we'll see how he can do. Sitting here in the top of the 6th inning. We're going to see Miles Clark step in here for the Bengals. Clark today singled in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, and lined out in the 5th. Two outs in the inning. One runner on over there at first.
Let's go, MC.
Working, there's the pitch. Runner goes outside, and the pitch was outside, and the throw over to second was high and outside a little bit. And now the Bengals have a runner in scoring position. Running for the Bengals is Seth Burnett over there at second. He had the stolen base there. And that one is fouled away. Coming in for Carson Tim. So that's should be the end of the day for Tim. Hey, you put a goose egg up on the board, you're always doing a good job. A couple of strikeouts for Tim today. Induced a lot of ground ball outs, though. 2 outs. We got an 0-2 count. Here it is. And that's a blooper right behind second base. Drifting over, Tommy Ashley makes the play. Spring Lake Park here on the bottom of the 6th. Going to have an opportunity to try to chip into this lead. 6-0 Bengals on North Metro TV.
Sit and chat and drink coffee, then maybe we could see if we could be. Oh, 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 you and me,
Colin Welch will lead off the bottom of the 6th here for Spring Lake Park. Carson Tim's still out there, so most likely a courtesy runner for him in that pass situation, in that past inning. See if Spring Lake Park can get on the board here in the bottom of the 6th. From the windup, the offering. No for a strike, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 from Tim. Line drive out into left field. Diving catch is made for the out there and left by Carter Mackey for the first out. Flash in the leather, playing some defense out there. You love to see it. We're going to see Tommy Ashley, the shortstop, at the plate. Ball misses outside. Ashley 0 for 2 today. Grounded out back in the first, grounded out in the 4th. Wind up and the pitch in there for a strike. One and one out. Ashley lifts one into center field. Coming on, making the catch for the out is the speedy Derek Schloman, and the second man retired. We're going to see Kyle Hayes up here. Of course, he's started the day at third, as we mentioned. Now he's on the hill pitching for Spring Lake Park, and now he's batting. Lined up the middle into right center field for a base hit. Hayes is on for his second hit of the game. He had an infield single in his second at bat back in the 4th. 2 for 3 today for Hayes. See another look at it. Working a little bit low in the zone. Sit back, waiting for his pitch. Just right in front of the right fielder out there, and Larry Earhart. Gonna see Caden Jensen here, cleanup hitter. First pitch ball. Jensen hit by pitch in the 2nd. He had a base hit there in the 4th. Working with a runner on first. Swing and a miss for a strike. One ball and one strike. Pitch misses high. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Tim. He misses high and outside. Three balls and one strike. There it is, and that one's fouled away. Three and 2 now. Two gone. There's the pitch. Runner goes into left center field. Coming on is Schloman. He dives. Can't quite make the catch. Runners settle in at first and third. Second single of the day for Jensen. See another look at Schloman coming on, just can't quite make the play. Carter Mackey made a really nice play earlier this inning, not so much for Schloman there. And now we're going to see Tyler Wilkinson. Spring Lake Park has had a few of these opportunities today. Has not capitalized on them, of course. Misses high the first offering to Wilkinson. Wilkinson today singled in the second, and he popped out back in the fourth inning. Home for Tyler is right field. The pitch. Wilkinson. Bloop into shallow right field coming on, making the catch for the final out, and the goose egg stays on the board for the Panthers of Spring Lake Park. We head to the top of the seventh. Blaine looking to extend that 6-run cushion next on North Metro TV.
Good evening. We will call the City Council meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Time is 6:30 p.m. I'm calling to order the City of Centerville Council meeting.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the City of Circle Pines, Minnesota regular City Council meeting.
Take your City Council anywhere.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ham Lake City Council meeting.
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Roll call, Bill.
Lake Park City Council meeting is now called to order.
Subscribe to your city podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
Beginning of the final frame here, seventh inning, and Blaine out to a 6-0 lead here over the Spring Lake Park Panthers. If this were football, all Spring Lake Park would need would just be one score and they'd be right back in it. But this is not football. This is baseball, and it's going to take a little bit more, and they need some good defense to have a chance there in the bottom of the seventh. Leading off the top of the seventh here for Blaine. Carter Mackey is up here in the 6th hole, left fielder for Blaine. And the pitch. Bounces in there for a ball. Mackey today. Sack bunt in the second. He had an RBI single in the third. Fly out in the fifth. 1-0. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. Misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's the 2-1. Misses inside, and we got a 3-1 count. Here to Carter Mackey. Here's the offering. In there for strike 2, and we got a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2 to Mackey. Pops one out into left field. Gathering himself over, shuffles over, making the catch. Out there is Colin Welch for out number 1. We got Max Kinney here next. One gone in the 7th. And the pitch. Popped up in the infield. Drifting over there at second and making the grab is Caden Jensen for out number 2. Third baseman Henry Siemens comes in next. Walked in the second, hit by pitch in the fourth, fly out in the sixth. 2 gone. Misses outside. Ball 1. The 1-0 misses in almost the same spot. 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. Big cut there from Siemens, and it's 2-1.
See it, bud. See it.
Got 1 more frame left. 6-0 game. That one looked like it was high, but a strike. 2-2. 2 outs. SLP got to settle in, see if they can make a rally here. Siemens stays alive. He fouls it away to his buddies down the first base line in the Blaine dugout.
See it away, bud. See it away here.
Two and 2. 2 outs. The pitch to Siemens. Pitch is low, misses low. 3-2.
Be aggressive here, let's go. Not that it matters.
The count is full. Here it is. Got him looking for the strikeout, and that'll do it. It stays 6-0. Spring Lake Park. Can they find a rally to force this one into an extra frame or maybe outright win it? We're going to find out after this on North Metro TV.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Back here at Spring Lake Park, it's a 6-0 lead for the Bengals over the Panthers here today in this cat clash matchup. It may be a cat clash, but there's plenty of canines here out today enjoying the great weather. Great day to run around, take a walk. And with that, all of the dogs just got excited when I said walk. All right, here we go. Starting things off in there with a strike to start things off here in this bottom of the 7th inning. 6-0 lead for the Bengals. The 0-1 pitch, misses inside, down and in. 1-1. The 1-1 misses high, and it's 2-1. What a game from Carson Tim, looking for that complete game shutout. In there for a strike. So, I mean, you're looking at some of the impact players today for Blaine. Carson Tim, of course, you know, what he's done not only on the mound, but he had an RBI single in his last time out. Sweeping breaking ball there on the outside, misses. Carter Ramos. A 2 RBI single that stretched this lead from 1-0 to 3-0 back there in the 4th. Tim misses high and away for a ball, and that'll put a runner on here in the 7th. Exactly the way that Spring Lake Park wanted to start this thing, get runners on base. Runner on first as Tim works from the stretch. There it is, and misses high for a ball. Looks in, there's the 1-0. Skips to the catcher's mitt, 2-0 now. We're gonna have a meeting here. We'll see if this is, there is some action up in the Blaine bullpen right now. So Carson Tim might end up being just a little bit shy of that complete game. And we'll see what the result of this meeting is here for Coach Erickson. Looks like he's gonna stay out there. #17, Cooper Conrad up in the Blaine bullpen right now. (2-0), runner on first, the pitch. In there for a strike, and it's 2-1. The 2-1. It's fouled up here behind all of the fans and out into the road. It's 2-2 now. Two and two, nobody out. Runner takes the strides from first. This is down and in, and a full count. Three and two, a couple of shuffles away from the bag at first. Here it is. Swing and slapped into left field. Coming under that one, makes the play. Out there, that's Carter Mackey for the out. 1 out and 1 on here for the Panthers. Yeah, I mentioned, you know, Carter Ramos, Carson Tim, a couple of the performances. How about Carter Mackey, an RBI single in the 3rd? That got the scoring started. They made it 1-0. In the 4th, Carter Ramos with 2 got it to 3-0. Fouled away behind home plate. Looks like everybody's okay. Take another look at it. Ooh, right in the mask to the umpire behind home plate. But look at that, he's popping up. He's back in action. 1-1. Fouled off home plate. Stays 1-2. Sam Pewter scored on a pass ball in the 6th inning. Carson Tim had a 2 RBI single in the 6th. And speaking of Carson Tim, there's a strikeout, got him looking. 2 outs, and Spring Lake Park is down to their final out. it's going to be right there, right at the knees on the outside corner. Frozen, good location from Tim. Teferi pops it up. Coming on, this one drops. It'll stay in play. We've got a runner advancing over to the third. Teferi will stay over there at first, and now 2 on for the Panthers. Coming over for Blaine on that play was second baseman Wilson Guzzi. Not sure if there was a little bit of trouble with the sun in that area, but kind of had a little bit of trouble locating it out of the sky there. Colin Welch comes up to the plate here for Spring Lake Park. First pitch to Welch. Hot ground ball over to short. Pewter's got to make a big time throw. He doesn't. We've got an RBI single, and the Panthers are on the board. Pewter has made some good throws over there at short today, but that one just a little bit too far. Tommy Ashley comes into the play. He's 0 for 3 today. In there for a strike, top of the strike zone, 0-1. Our second spring sports broadcast of the season, our first baseball broadcast of the season. From the stretch, there it is. Bouncer down the third base line, but this one's going to be foul before it gets to Henry Siemens over there at third. Sign me up for 4:30 start times all across all high school sports. Especially here in the springtime, longer days. You get home, you get back home, and still got the sun shining a little bit. 0-2, 2 outs. High and in to Ashley. Ashley fouls it away down the first base line. 1-2. So Blaine allowed 1 run in their first win of the season to Champlin Park. That was 3-1. If they can close the deal here, it'd be a 9-2 total score through their first 2 games. The pitch. This is high and away. 2 ball and 2 strike count. One misses high, 3-2. Full count, runners at first and second, 2 gone. Tim from the stretch, can he go the distance? Swing and a miss from Tommy Ashley. And Carson Tim with the strikeout completes the complete game for the Blaine hurler today, and the Bengals will take home a 6-1 victory over the Spring Lake Park Panthers in a cat clash extraordinaire here today. Early in this one, a little bit tougher to maybe get runs on the board, but Blaine started to open up this ball game, and they end up holding on for a 6-1 victory. Behind the performance from Carson Tim, Carter Ramos also had a 2 RBI single in the 4th. That made it 1-0 and aided to 3-0 as well. First baseball broadcast is in the books here on North Metro TV this spring. For my director, Charles Brolin, and the fantastic North Metro TV crew here today, my name is Ted LaRue, signing off. Bengals 6, Panthers 1. Thank you for watching this presentation of North Metro TV Sports.